Hi guys, welcome to Richie's Gaming Gadgets and Gizmos. So it is a pretty much overcast Friday morning here, September 29th, 2017. And for any of you Nintendo geeks out there or lovers of Nintendo gaming systems, the SNES Classic is on sale from this morning in North America, at least I know. And yes, I was one of those lucky ones who stood up outside in the cold. It's getting a bit cold up here in Canada now, in the line outside of Best Buy, and I got my reserved one here. So I have number 33 of 50 from this particular Best Buy store here. So yeah, so I have to be back later in the day, so I can actually pick this up later when I have my lunch break, and I can pick this up. But yeah, finally got one of those famous mini Nintendo systems that are coming out. So stay tuned. So I of course will do an unboxing and review of it. From what I understand, it's very small. It fits in the palm of your hand, literally. And let's go through the games. Let's revisit what life used to be like back in the 90s. Here we have it, the SNES Classic Collector's Edition. This is one of the most sought after game consoles that is out on the market today. And speaking of out on the market, I'm not sure if there's any more left. Whenever they are available on the shelves or online, they get sold out like that. So I was one of those guys who actually parked outside of a Best Buy on a Friday morning, and I got my hands on one of these. And the question is, was it worth the wait? Well, let's open the box and let's see if it was well worth the wait. So, look at the front of the box. We have the Super Nintendo Classic Edition console. Looks just like the original one, and we're going to see how small it is compared to the original one when I take it out of the box. Comes with two wired controllers, and these are the authentic same looking controllers that you would have found on the original SNES. So it has 21 games pre-installed, and one of those games is actually the never before seen Star Fox 2. So this is being released for the first time on this console, which is a nice added bonus. Now there are a lot of knockoffs out there, so one thing to note, if you want to make sure you got the original, look for the one that says Original Nintendo Seal. That's very important. You have the Nintendo registered trademark logo here as well. And even more important too, along the top you see Super Nintendo Entertainment System. A lot of knockoffs don't have that. They have some different wording along the top here. You don't have the these Nintendo logos, and even more importantly, sometimes you may see a small difference, like maybe additional. I think there's one kit that actually has 6 buttons on here, right? Which makes it good for action playing games, like when you're playing fighting games. But the original SNES had the same 4 buttons, same color coordination, same color scheme and all that. So just make sure you look out for those things when you're looking to buy your own, especially if you get it off of eBay or any of those sites. And on the back here we have screenshots of all 21 games. And of course what I will do in this video, I am going to just show you a little demo of each game. So I'm just going to fly through all 21 of them so you can actually see the gameplay. And any of you who are of a certain age, i.e. you were a kid when you had one of these, you'll notice that the look and feel is identical to what it looked like back in the day. Only difference is now a lot of us have flat screen TVs, so you may see a little bit more pixelization on the modern day flat screen TV than when you used to have it on the old-fashioned CRT monitors where the pixels were more blurred, so the edges were more rounded on all the sprites and stuff. But you know what? Gameplay, sound effects, identical. So these are the games, and we will be going through them shortly in the video. So here's a screenshot of all the games. Zelda, of course, Super Mario World, and I think they've picked out all the good ones. Like Donkey Kong Country is a great one, F-Zero, great memories, Super Mario Kart. And what I like about this too, there are games on here that appeal to women as well as men. So at least one game on this list should be something that would appeal to you if you were or if you did come across the SNES when you were growing up as a kid. And at the top here we have a little thing here that says Classics and a icon of the SNES controller. Now let's get to the fun bit. Now, because I am a collector of fine things, I want to be very, very careful when I open this box because I don't want to damage it, because it is also a collectible. Now, if you don't have your hands on one of these yet, do not despair. I understand it has been rumored that as opposed to the NES that came out last year, there are supposed to be more of these that are going to be available on the market. So just double check with your local store as often as possible to find out when there's new stock. So here's what it looks like, the contents. We have here Nintendo manual. Actually, I believe in addition to the warranty and service information, you have some nice setup instructions, how to connect the controller, how to connect your HDMI cable out to your television set, and your power supply. And of course there's your warranty and service information. Power supply. These are the controllers. The HDMI cable, and here is a mini USB cable. So Nintendo branded power supply. So if you do have a knockoff, or to tell that you don't have a knockoff, make sure the power supply says Nintendo on it. That's also a good sign. These cables I'm just going to put aside here for a second. We all know what USB cables look like. Oh, sweet. This brings back memories. Check out the controller. And one other thing I've noticed, so on NES version, the cable was pretty short, and people were complaining. They fixed that problem, of course, on the SNES. The cable is pretty long, as you can see. This is at least, I don't know, 4 feet long or so, but the cable is way longer. So that's really good. Here's the other one. So you do get 2 controllers. 2 wired controllers. And some of you may be saying, well, we have all this really cool wireless technology. Why don't we have wireless controllers? But you know what? We want to relive the old school. And back in the old school days, we had wired controllers. So you get 2 wired controllers with nice long cables this time. You get a Nintendo branded power supply. Comes with the cable, of course. Get your cable for it as well for the power. If I can get this taken out. There's the power supply cable, and there's a little thing out here. It says to disconnect the cable and unplug the AC adapter when not in use. I guess that's to make sure you don't burn out your power supply keeping it plugged in for so long. And of course you have an HDMI cable, right? Now, let's get to the main event. Let us look at the Super Nintendo Entertainment System Classic. Drum roll, please. Well, first off, this thing is light. Because I'm sure it's just a PCB in here, right? This one will printed circuit board. Now look at how small this thing is. This is my hand. Right? This is small. But here's the power switch. Alright, it's a rocking switch. And here's the reset switch. You just like the real thing. You actually just push it up and it resets the game. Here's your eject button. Of course this doesn't really work because you don't really put cartridges in this thing, so it's just there for look and feel. And then here we have the official Nintendo logo. Along the back here we have the HDMI out port, DC in, mini USB port, and along here we have the air vent. And along the bottom we just have some writing here, Super NES control deck, and some wording there, made in China. And here we have some nice rubber feet. Simple design. Now, to give you an idea of how small this is, if you don't believe and you think that my hand is huge, that's a Nintendo Game Boy. The Nintendo Game Boy is longer than the SNES Classic, as you can see. So that's just to give you an idea of the size of this little thing. Cute. So along the front here we have our two ports for our game controllers, but if you look carefully, these are not real. They're just there for decoration. So you're going to ask yourself, well, how do you connect the controllers to this Super Nintendo Classic system? Well, so right here what you do, you actually just pull this out like so, and there are your ports. Then you take your controller with this proprietary little plug here. You plug them in with the Nintendo logo facing upwards, like so. And like so. And there you go. As for the power, you just obviously connect the mini USB to the back here. And plug the other end into the power supply. Plug this into the wall. And of course you hook up your HDMI cable from here to the television set. Turn it on and off you go. So let's do that. Okay, let's start with Contra 3. So as you can see here, you're given this nice menu. You just slide from left to right, pick your game and play. So let's do that. Start with Contra 3. The Alien Wars. One of my favorites. I'm in the menu, right? So what you're seeing below there, I did have a game running, and let's lower the volume a bit here. So when the game is still in memory, it's just showing you, it's showing there. So if I press the down button here, I get back into that game and I can save it by pressing Y. And I have actually a save slot for the game that I was playing. So you can actually come back to your games and play them from where you left off. So at the top here, you can actually configure your display, options, language, there's legal notices, and there's some manuals. So when I go here and I press on the display button here, oops, let's go back up, press start, is it that one? Here, this is the actual 4:3. So if you have the 4:3 setup, if you want to have that screen configuration, that's the default setting. If you want to have a CRT filter, you can actually click this to mimic a CRT TV. But since most of us have modern flat screen TVs like this, I'm going to go and select Pixel Perfect. And graphics should be pretty good, because now the graphics are optimized for the big screen TV. So just now you saw me playing Contra 3 with those blocky graphics because it was on the 4:3 mode. Now let's look at what it looks like on the optimized setting. Graphics are much better. Alright, not as blocky as before. So let me go back out. Let's see if I can get back out of here. Let me reset. Let me see if I change the setting and see if it looks even better. Let's go to CRT filter. And we can even set up a frame. Because it's a 4:3 mode, you have, you know, those black bars on the side, but we can put a little, you have different decorative screens, or different decorative borders, I should say, you can put on the side. I'm going to select, yeah, that one looks pretty cool. Let's select that one. Alright, so let's get back out. And it takes a while to get used to navigating with these buttons. Let's go back to this game. And let's look at it now. So you have the border. Right, much better look. And what we're doing now is that we're mimicking a CRT TV. So the graphics should actually be smoother now. See, much better. You don't see those pixelated graphics anymore. Feels like you have a real good old-fashioned tube television set. Now this is much better. Now look at the quality of the graphics. This is old school. Hey everybody, so I hope you enjoyed that video. Now I'm going to ask you to do two things before you leave. One, there's a button right up here on the screen to my right here. Click on that and that will take you to our website, www.redtechbot.com. When you get on that site, there will be a button there where you can actually sign up for our newsletter. And when you do sign up for our newsletter by entering in your email address, you will automatically be entered into all of our tech giveaways. And by tech giveaways, these are some typical examples of what we will be giving away, and these are some examples. There's other stuff as well. And the good news is, you just have to enter your email address once, and it will automatically be entered into the pool every time we do a draw. And we will use that email address, of course, to contact the winner to tell them, hey, you've won something, and it's really cool. And of course, the newsletter will have updates on tech reviews, what's coming up new, what's coming up next, new stuff in the industry, and even information on future giveaways, right? So it's really nice newsletter that we're going to be sending out. And one other thing is, on this side on the screen here, up here on my left, you click on that and you will subscribe to the channel. Now by subscribing, of course, you will be at the forefront of any new things that are happening, any new videos that are coming out. And what I will also be doing is I'll be doing videos where I'll be talking about what we're going to be doing as a next giveaway, right? So you want to be subscribed, tuned in to that as well. So it's going to be a fun year and fun years to come as well. So yeah, that being said, you guys have a great day. Bye.